I'm excited to share that I now have my first book review available on my website at elenasegura.com. When I began making the videos about makeup and style and doing reviews and created my website to go along with it, I didn't want everything to just be about hair and makeup and fashion, but I also wanted to give it a little more substance and talk about some things that are a little deeper than just hair and makeup. So since I am such an avid reader, I decided that doing an occasional book review when I find a fabulous book would be a really great way to give my website a little more substance. And I just finished a book yesterday that was so incredibly phenomenal. So it will be my first book review. I have to say this is the only book I have given a great review on Amazon for other than my son's book. So there you go. But this book is called Rose, My Life in Service to Lady Astor. It is written by Lady Nancy Astor's lady's maid. She worked for her as her lady's maid for over 35 years. And if you don't know, Lady Nancy Astor was an American-born woman who was the first woman to hold seat in the British Parliament. So her story is also very, very interesting. And what the lady does here, Rosina Harrison, who wrote the book, is give you an amazing account of what life was like, as she called it, below the stairs for servants for these extremely wealthy families who owned, in the Astor's case, 4 different properties. And she primarily worked at one of them, but she traveled all over with them. A very, very great account of her life. It's told as if you are sitting across the room from her in her living room and she is telling you her life story. I'm telling you, from the first paragraph on, I was just captivated and I loved it. And when I got to the last couple pages, I was in tears and so sad that the story was over. So it is beautifully, beautifully written, so well told, so many awesome little stories in here. And I didn't go too much into detail in my book review on my website because I don't want to give a lot of the things away, but it is just a beautifully told account of her life story. Her goal in life was to travel the world, and by doing this job, she was able to achieve that, and she traveled all over the world. She said she could write a book just on her travels alone, but unfortunately she didn't do that. But if you are someone who is really interested in reading about wonderful women in history, regardless of their stature or the things that they did, then this would be a phenomenal read. It was super easy, quick read, so enjoyable. It really gives you a full account of what life was like during that time period and the life of a servant. So it was very, very interesting, and this was so well told. So I definitely recommend it to anyone who's interested in books like that. I picked this up on Amazon, so that's where you can get it as well. I'm sure it's other places as well. But reading is so important to me. I read 3 to 4 books a month. I think that if you're going to develop yourself as a woman or as a person in general, the best way to do it is to go and pick up a book. So since that is one of my number 1 hobbies, I definitely want to share when I find a book that I think is absolutely phenomenal. So you can go and read a little bit more about it on my blog, elenasegura.com, and it will be the title of the book.